What's up, guys? Cable's here today. I'm doing my review of Bleach chapter 480, and after 3 weeks of hiatus, Bleach has returned, and we learned that this is going to be the final arc of Bleach, which I was kind of surprised. But then again, maybe this is Kubo's going to put a whole bunch of effort into this arc, because he has a lot to explain too. So this arc is probably going to last like 5 to possibly even 10 years. So, this arc's going to be pretty long, and how he describes it being the Holy War, it sounds interesting, the Holy War, and I like the ring to that, to this arc. And so in this chapter, we saw that the scientists back in the Soul Society were noticing that Hollows were dying, and there was like a different shift within like Hollows movements and whatnot. And then they realized that there's only one other group that can actually exterminate Hollows like this, and the captain of the scientist group, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, I can never. He was the one with the poison Zapato, and he knows that it's them. And from we know that that group is the Quincy's, and that automatically popped up in my head because I remember way back, Rukia was talking to Ichigo when he was still learning how to use his Shinigami powers, that there were these two groups. There was the Soul Reapers and the Quincy's, and then how the Soul Reapers, they would kind of purify the Hollows when they would kill them, and then you would have the Quincy's where they didn't even think Hollows has anything with human related. They thought they were just monsters, and that they should be dealt with just like monsters, be killed. No, nothing more, nothing less, just killing the Hollows. And then we know how the Quincy's were kind of exterminated due to the Soul Reaper's actions, and now that I think that they're resurfacing, it makes sense for all this time for like kind of hiding, because if your group is like being almost extinct in this sort of way, because Uryu, he's one of the few last Quincy's, him and his father that we've seen so far, that that really with your group you really want to keep secret, build your forces up, come up with a good plan, and then wage an attack against the people who caused it, which were the Soul Reapers. And the Quincy's, to me, I was a really fan of Uryu, especially in Soul Society arc, because I think that was like Uryu's like best, like he had the best moments in that arc, with him and his new bow. Like I really think that was his best bow too, out of all the other bows that he has. And how he was able to transform, and he turned like everything into like all the energy around him into like an arrow, and it's just super fast and everything. Like I like that mode. It was too bad that he lost his powers, and then we all know he had a new bow afterwards. But I really did like that bow, and I really did like Uryu during the Soul Society arc. But he had some few moments in the other arcs too. But I think Soul Society really made Uryu stand out. And it'll be interesting to see how he plays, this whole thing, because I'm definitely sure that these are the Quincy's, and that which side he'll take, either he'll try to sabotage or something like that, go with his own group, and then maybe get a good fight between Ichigo and Uryu, because we never really see them fight. We saw them with the competition, but not actually fight, and it'll be interesting. And in this chapter, the guy with the afro that was with the guys during the Aizen and Ichigo fight, and he was with a few of his teammates, and then they had to deal with these giant Hollows, but then they were getting beat up, but then Ichigo saves the day, slashes them down, and then this mysterious figure comes out of nowhere and just looking, hiding within the shadows. More than likely that's probably maybe a Quincy just spying. Maybe there's something with these Quincy's that maybe they've evolved to the point where they kind of have hollow powers, because that'd be pretty interesting, because we know Soul Reapers, certain like the Vizards and Ichigo, they can have Soul Reapers with hollow powers. Maybe these are Quincy's with hollow powers, and that they've adapted and need to change in order to become strong enough to defeat the other Soul Reapers. But the way this chapter looked out and how it's setting up, it looks pretty good. Especially the color page was actually really nice too. So the Quincy's versus Soul Reapers, I would actually like that, because I like the style of the Quincy's too, with the bow and arrow, and fighting against with the swords and stuff like that. And it looks like it's going to be a good arc, depending on how Kubo does this. But he has a lot of explaining to do with a lot of other characters, their backstories, the Soul King, and just other things too. So Kubo has enough time to do that, and I think the Holy War is the perfect way to end the arc. It's a giant war. But let me know what you guys thought about this chapter, and who you think those people, the other group is. I think it's the Quincy's. What do you guys think? Chapter overall. Please leave your comments below and stuff like that. Please subscribe if you did like this review, and thumbs up if you did like it too. Why not? And I'll see you guys later. Peace. Thank you for watching.